Brought to you by ExpressCare Health and Skin Center. Get in, get out, get better.
Welcome back. Tonight we are talking hair loss. What causes it, and can it be cured or treated? Joining me now is ExpressCare's Dr. Jitka Lom, and she has all the answers.
Hi, Julie. Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about hair loss. What is alopecia?
It's actually pronounced alopecia. Alopecia is the medical term for hair loss, and the one that people might read about is something called alopecia areata. You know, many people as we get older will thin, especially men will get thinning of the hair, and that's a pattern. Basically, men will lose hair here at the temples and at the crown, and then it kind of spreads out. And women will tend to have a different pattern. Our part will tend to get wider, and the hair will become thinner. But alopecia areata is a different condition where people actually develop completely bald patches, and even in childhood, where there's bald patches on the scalp. They kind of look like a completely round circle with no hair at all. And that's an interesting condition because with our hair is actually invisible to our immune system most of the time. Our antibodies go around, they don't see the forest for the trees kind of thing. So in alopecia areata, one day the body wakes up and recognizes that there's something there, something that it thinks shouldn't be there, and it actually attacks the hairs and destroys them. So we call that an autoimmune condition where your own body is attacking itself and destroying those hairs. So people develop these bald patches which can be treated and grow back and go from there.
Okay, now is it hereditary?
It's not hereditary at all, but it does go with some other health conditions that are sort of more hereditary, like thyroid disorders, such like that.
All right. Now, what are other medical conditions that can cause hair loss?
Well, as far as hair loss, again, the most common one is that of aging. As far as other conditions, thyroid disease can cause hair loss, and in fact, eyebrow loss also. That's the most common one. Diabetes does cause thinning of the hair. Then there are medications that can cause thinning of the hair. So, and of course drugs, like for example, people are on chemotherapy.
Okay. Now, you mentioned that medications can cause hair loss, so can you share with us what are those certain types of medications?
So the most common ones are the ones that are used for blood pressure. We call those beta blockers or ACE inhibitors. You may know names like atenolol or lisinopril. These commonly cause hair loss. Another common class of medications is anticonvulsant, meaning for seizures. Okay. Another one is the one that people take for TB around here, INH or isoniazid. This is a drug that you take for 9 months to kill off your TB germ, but you may get a little thin in the meantime. And many other medications can cause hair loss. So if you're experiencing it, it's one of the things to check on. One of the things I forgot to mention too is a common condition that can cause hair loss, particularly in women, is anemia, meaning when their blood count is very low, particularly after giving birth. You lose a little bit of blood, your hormones shift, and you lose hair. And along that line, then birth control pills can also cause hair loss.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know that. So now that we know how we can lose our hair, what are some types of procedures or possible treatments that can help with hair loss?
Okay, so the first thing is to identify if there's a reversible cause. So for example, in women, we make sure that their iron levels are okay, that their hormones are okay, that they're not on any medication that may be affecting it. The same for men. But basically, we have, for men, we have two things that can help reverse hair loss. One is Rogaine, it's just a topical application, and the other is a drug called Propecia, which they can take one tablet every day for many years, and it does change the rapidity that the hairs fall out, so you end up with a little bit of a thicker hair. For women, we have really only two things, which is again, there's Rogaine for women, and then there's a Hair Max, which is a type of LED light treatment that you can apply. It looks like a hairbrush, but it's got some light that comes through it, and it does stimulate your scalp. And men can actually use that also. It's very quick. You just apply the light to your scalp every other day for about 10 minutes. It's completely harmless. Nothing bad will happen to you. And the LED light actually stimulates your hair follicles to grow. So that's available here on Guam as well.
Oh, okay. Now, are there any vitamins that a person can take or minerals that they can use to?
So as far as vitamins and minerals, there is a lot available over the counter. And unfortunately, most of it does not work. A lot of times people will be buying biotin and these type of supplements thinking it might help their hair. If you're taking a regular multivitamin and you're not anemic, meaning you don't need additional iron in your system, that's good enough. There is really no specific other special supplement that you need. And I always mention shampoo in that vein as well, because when people are losing their hair, two things happen. They start buying all kinds of really expensive shampoo in the hopes that it will help their hair become more full. But actually, that's just working on the outside. The hair follicles are within the scalp, and that's not going to help you. So just buy a regular shampoo. You don't need anything fancy. The other thing is that the other thing that happens when people start losing their hair is they actually start shampooing less, because they're so afraid that they're going to lose hair in the shower. They come in with actually a bag full of hair and show me, this is how much I've lost in the shower. So they tend to not wash their hair much. And this is a mistake, because when we wash our scalp, we massage it and we bring more blood circulation to that area. Also, another thing you can do is actually hang yourself upside down, do a headstand or a handstand. That also brings more circulation to your head. That actually does help with hair growth. So when people don't shampoo their hair, they'll get a little bit more scaling, poor circulation, scabs, itching. All of this is not good. So continue to wash your hair, even though you might be losing it.
All right, Doc, before we go into the break, I understand that you opened up a new location.
We
in
did.
Mooning.
We did.
Can you share with us a little bit about that?
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's our third ExpressCare location. We're in the Camacho Plaza, diagonal to the ITC building, and we're open there from 8:30 to 5, and Saturday from 8:30 till 2. And we'd be glad to help you with anything you need.
All right, thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Well, don't go anywhere, because when Healthy Living returns,